guys, and welcome back to Trenette Talks. It's your girl Michelle. Get cozy, grab your coffee cups because we have a weird story today. And by weird, I mean weird. So, I'm at work yesterday, right? And by the way, today is February 15th. While I was at work yesterday, and if you catch yesterday, that means yesterday was Valentine's Day, which makes this even more weird. So I was at work, just putting mail in the P.O. box, minding my business, ready to get off of work because I was tired. And I get a text on my phone. It's from an unsaved number. So I'm like, who the hell is this? I look, it's my ex. He texts my phone and then had the nerve to say that he's only texting me in regards to our child per the order. And the funny thing is, in my restraining order against him, he cannot contact me for any reason whatsoever, which makes this crazy. I think this is how I know he doesn't read anything, but he's getting it confused with the injunction we had. If you remember that, we had a 3601 injunction, which is like a protective order, but it was more lenient. And in that injunction, he was able to contact me only for Micah, which never happened. We contacted each other about his grandma's death and then ended up getting together and never leaving each other alone until now. So that didn't work. So now we have the restraining order where he can't contact me at all. So I'm going to read y'all the text thread and I'm going to tell y'all my thought process while it was happening. And now that I've sat with it for a day and talked to my family and friends, what my thought process is now. So let's get back to it. He texted me and said at 1:54 p.m., do Micah need anything? ? This text is intended only for the sake of my child per the order. And I was like I said, he can't text me at all. So that was stupid. But I said, diapers and wipes, please, and night clothes if you can. He's in 18 months now. He said, 10-4, got diapers and wipes from 4 weeks ago. I bought. They are in my old car my mama have. I'll go pick some night clothes up. Do you hear yourself? Diapers and wipes that you got 4 weeks ago and I still never received them. That's on you because I told your brother to tell you that all you have to do is just do a Walmart order to my house. You know where I stay. So do a Walmart order. That way I don't have to go through 5 different channels to get the diapers and wipes. But clearly logic is lacking here. But anyway, I said I never got them. He said, I see Vicky and Michael every day, which is my sister and brother. I'll make sure to get them sometime next week and give them to one of them. I said, okay, thank you. And he said, bet, ! Thumbs up emoji. And I thumbs up the message. And so I called my mama. No, I sent the messages to my mom and my sister in the group chat. And she said, okay, we'll see if he can start watching Micah sometime. That's what I would have asked. And I was like, I don't feel like arguing about it. He's going to find an excuse like I don't have time for it. And she said, it's not an argument. It's a conversation. So I pondered on it and I was like, you know what? Let me see if he would want to watch Micah. That would help me on the weekends. So I texted him again. I said, would you like to see Micah on your off days or something? Or do you want to just wait until visitation is set? He said, yes, I have a huge birthday party on the 20th I want him at. Visitation is going to be crazy because I'm getting ready to start police academy. So when custody is set, I'll be going to school Monday through Friday. I said, okay, just let me know when you want to get him for the party and how long you want to keep him. We can come up with a plan for visitation, and a temporary one for when your training is up to you. I was just going to suggest following Junior's plan since it works for you. He said, I work the 21st at 11 a.m., but got to see if Mama or Mama can keep him. I get off at 11 p.m. I said, I'll get him that night after your party. I don't feel comfortable with your mom watching him right now because she literally just called the cops on me because she didn't want to watch my son a couple weeks ago. So why would I want her to watch my child again and put me in the same predicament? And he said, that's fine. It will be a lot of people over at the house, so pull up and Rashad will walk him out to you. Just let Rashad know when you're outside. I said, we can meet at a PD. Because why would I come to your house? That will give you ammo to talk shit, basically, with whoever's there. It will give you ammo to be petty and bring a woman in my face. It will give you ammo to do a lot of things. It will give you ammo to tell the judge that I came to your house, so I'm not scared of you. I don't need a protective order. It gives you ammo to do a lot. And he thinks I'm stupid, but I know him. So I said we can meet at a PD. And he said, text Rashad to meet you at a police department. I'll be busy with guests. I'll let him know. I said, okay. If Verla, that's his grandma, can watch him, then he can stay. I will just have to meet them somewhere when I get off at 1. And he said, I'll get it figured out, come close to date. And I said, okay. So, continuing on with the messages. This is when it gets weird. So, after I said K, he didn't text back or anything like that. And then he texted me again Monday the 16th at 7:52 p.m. And he said, how is Micah? Why are you still texting me? Like, we already talked before. You asked if he needed anything. You're getting him for your birthday. Cool. Why? Like, this is when you can see, and I feel like anybody can see this, where there's this thing where when people don't have, when your ex, whatever you want to call them, co-parent, whatever, this is where you see when somebody that no longer has access to you and y'all share a child together, they know that the only way to even have a conversation with you is when it concerns the child, because I have not been giving him the time of day. Why would I? I have a protective order on you. I don't want any contact with you. I specifically told the judge, I don't want anything to do with him so I can heal. So me and my child can move on with our life. I mean, I can't keep being stuck because of him in my life. I needed this protective order to protect my job, protect my child, and protect my peace of mind. So why are you still texting me? But I'm just being nice, which is stupid, because after I think about it, he can easily bring these messages to the judge and be like, Judge, look, I've been doing X, Y, and Z. I've been asking about Micah. I've been taking care of Micah. And clearly you can see that she's not scared of me and that I'm not this bad guy that she put me out to be. But that's not true. We all know that people know how to act in public and in private. And one thing about this, he knows that I'm good at screenshotting messages. So he's going to act in one way in messages, but we know how he really is, basically. I'm going to continue reading. I said, he's good. He said, please send me pictures of him. Thanks. I may be resigning from this department, going to a different agency on a state level. I'll keep you updated. I may be out of the state for a while handling business, but will return to be at the custody date. I just said, okay, about to send some, because he has this problem where he constantly needs attention, no matter if it's good or bad. So I know him and I know his patterns. So in my head, I'm like, okay, either he done fucked up at work and got into it with his assistant chief, and now he's mad and is ready to quit because of the problems he's caused himself, or he's into it with his little girlfriend or whatever, and he's seeking attention from me because he likes to backtrack. Because whenever me and him were together, every time I left him, every time we had a really bad argument or anything like that, he would go and text his ex-wife. And he'll be telling her, I'm sorry I was such a bad husband to you. Like, I really wish we could have worked on our marriage better. He'll tell her, like, he wants to be more active with their child and start going to doctor's appointments and know what his school is and all. Like, just trying to get attention from elsewhere. Good attention for him to feed his ego because of what trouble he caused himself with his current relationship, if that makes sense. But anyway, I said, okay, about to send some, not even entertaining your resigning BS, because we know you're lying. So I sent him some pictures, and he said, thanks, with the prayer hands emoji. And I said, you're welcome. And that was it. That was at 8:04. Then he texted me again at 9:31 and said, kiss baby Micah goodnight for me. Tell him dad love him. I'll see him soon. And I said, will do. Why? Why do you keep texting me? I'm not going to say you don't care about your child, but you don't. I mean, if you cared about him, you would have fought to have visitation at the protective order hearing. If you cared about him, you would have done more to see your child. If you care about him, you wouldn't have let your mom call the cops on me because she didn't feel like watching him. If you cared about him, you would have been having logistics set up, and you would have offered to call out of work just to watch your child so I wouldn't get fired from my job. But you don't do any of that. You like to make things hard for me because I left you. And that's what always made me go back to him, that he would make my life such hell. I wanted to stop, so I'll get back with him so he will stop doing the antics, you know? So, but I'm done. Like, I'm to that point where I don't care what you do. I'm not, like, anything is better than being with you, anything. And the things that y'all are doing is not going to work anymore. Like, oh my gosh, stop texting me. So I text him the next day at almost 8 o'clock at night. And I said, good evening. Can you let me know what you want to do with Micah for your party? If y'all can keep him all weekend, that would be great so I can go to work. But if not, just let me know so I can find other childcare. Because I have to work. This is nothing new. I never have a weekend off. So every weekend I'm finding childcare. And I don't need you and your bogus family. Let me stop with my words. I don't need you and your people to say you're going to watch my son just to take him and then pull from under the rug. Like, just mess over me the next day or something like that. Like, y'all keep him for a night and y'all get tired of him and then y'all want me to come get him and we're calling the cops again. So I need to know for sure that you're going to keep my child. And everybody around me is so mad that I'm still letting my son go with them. But when I explain my reasoning, y'all let me know what y'all think. Am I tripping? Because for one, at the end of the day, that's his damn dad. That's his blood. That's his people. He's going to have to deal with them either way. Two, if I'm asking all my usual people that usually watch my child for help and they all can't do it, what am I supposed to do? I still have to work. He can't come to work with me. So yes, I'm going to reach out to his family. They're my last resort. And if I'm at my last resort, I'm going to reach out. 3, we're in the middle of court. They can easily say parental alienation or whatever. I'm keeping the child away from them. I don't want him to see his son, stuff like that. That's going to look bad on me in court. And 4, the more I send my son to them and the more they fuck up, that's going to be good for me in court. It's showing that I'm trying to cooperate. I'm trying to handle things offline without the court to let y'all see my son, and y'all are just kicking me in the ass every time. So that's going to look good for me. But people are not getting that. And when things go wrong, they're telling me it's my fault that I let him go to begin with. But y'all are telling me it's my fault, but none of y'all are offering to watch my child. None of y'all, it's like y'all see what I'm going through. I work 6 days a week, early in the morning, every freaking day. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't get drunk every day. I don't leave my child with any and everybody to go party and go fuck on people. I literally just go to work. That's it. And when I'm off, I'm at home. I don't do none of that. And that's what people fail to realize. I'm not asking for y'all help to just go out and be stupid. I really need the help because I have to work. I have to work, take care of my child, and take care of myself. Like, come on now. But anyway, sorry for that quick rant. But he responded and he said, I got 6 people arrested right now. Give me a minute. He didn't have 6 people arrested. But anyway, he texted me again. He said, I don't have a problem with keeping him all weekend. The problem is I work a detail on the 21st. 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I'll have to see if my mom can keep an eye on him until then. He said, I'm off Sunday, return to work on Monday. I said, okay, let me know if she can, please. And this is where it gets crazy. So this is now Wednesday. The timing couldn't have been any worse. He texts me and I'm at work. I'm throwing packages and this message pops up on my watch, y'all. So it says, good morning. I've been paying you child care for Micah every 2 weeks and just got served with child support paperwork, ? Rashad advised me per you that you were not going to go with the child support because he said, wait, Rashad advised me per you that you were not going to go with the child support, but I just got served. Just trying to see if I need to put a pause on everything until court comes and hire a lawyer to take care of all of this. I don't want to not see my child, but sometimes it's best to let someone higher than me intervene And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this question mark. I was like, damn. This was the worst time for him to get served because he's the type that he's told me multiple times, if you break up with me, I want nothing to do with our son. If you leave me, I want nothing to do with my son. If you put me on child support, I want nothing to do with my son. He just said it last month. He literally just said it. If you put me on child support, I'm not helping you with nothing. Okay, you're barely helping now. Like, the thing is, at Micah's old daycare, I feel like I told y'all this plenty of times, but at Micah's old daycare, it was $175 a week. So me and him would pay 1 week each. I paid 1 week of daycare and he'll pay another week. And that's how it was while we were together. So when we broke up, of course he stopped payments. But when he got served for custody court, he started paying me again. And I told his brother, if he's consistent with paying me, then I will think about taking him off child support. I would think about not filing, not going through with it, whatever. So the problem came about whenever I switched Micah to a new daycare because your family's not helping me. I barely have anybody that wants to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to receive my child. I need stability. I can't be stressed every day wondering if I'm going to be able to go to work because I don't have childcare. So I switched him to this daycare that will take him at 3:45 a.m. This daycare is not cheap. I went from paying $180 every week for daycare to paying $375 every week for daycare. And so I asked him to help me out. And at the time, before she did her right calculations, I told him the daycare was now $225. He cut up telling me that I shouldn't have switched his daycare. He needs to know where it is and blah, blah, blah. And he's not giving me no more money because he already sends me $180 bi-weekly and he buys me diapers and wipes too. No, you don't. I never got the diapers and wipes. Still, that was over a month ago you said that. I've never gotten diapers and wipes. And he told me, so that's already like $250 or something stupid. He said like that. And then he was like, I have to pay for junior schooling also, and I have my own bills, and I have a baby on the way, so I'm not doing it. Okay. I said, okay. And I left it at that because you're showing me why nobody can be nice to you. You're showing me why it's best to put you on child support because the court is not going to care about you saying you have another son you're caring for, you have a baby on the way, and you got your own bills. They're not going to give a damn. My child is a living, breathing human. He needs things every day. And I'm breaking my back at work every day, basically just to pay daycare. $375 a week. That's most of my check. I get paid bi-weekly. That's a good bit of my check. And you're telling me that you're not going to help because of all these stupid reasons. So yeah, after he did that to me, I went ahead and just said that, well, I'm going to let the child support run its course. Whenever he gets served and we go to court, we're going to court. So our custody hearing is March 16th. And our child support hearing is March 24th. So they're exactly a week apart. And we're going. But anyway, he said, I'll let you know what she says after I talk to her. And then he said, we got it taken care of. Rashad will keep an eye on him until I get off Saturday. He said he can come Friday morning. You can meet him somewhere. And I said, okay, I can't talk right now. I'm at work, which I really was. And he said, just holler back at your earliest convenience. I'm about to head to work, so I may not be able to text. Just call. If you don't feel comfortable, you can record the conversation. Thanks. I am not calling you. Now you're pushing it. It's already enough you're texting me, and I have a protective order against you. You're lucky you're not in jail right now. You're very lucky. But anyway, so my sister sent me a screenshot, and he texted my sister literally as he's texting me and told her to call him in regards to getting Micah on Friday. Why do you need to contact my sister about getting Micah whenever we're already discussing Micah? That's weird. So I text him. I said, why do you need to contact my sister? And he said, well, because I thought she maybe could have gotten Micah to me early that morning of Friday before I got off at 6 a.m. so that you wouldn't have had to worry about getting him to Rashad, but you can meet up with Rashad, no problem. If my sister already don't want to get up at 3 in the morning to bring my son to daycare, why would she get up at 4 in the morning to meet you with my son before you go to work? And why you always told me you couldn't have kids in your police unit. So what were you going to do? That's stupid. So in my head, I was thinking he was lying in text. And once he got her on the phone, he was going to bring up the child support. That's what I was thinking. And I feel like that's what it was going to be. But anyway, I said, I go to work for 4. So if I drop him off to daycare and you want to pick him up or Rashad, that's fine. And he said, what time do he have to be at daycare and where about? I said, I bring him at 3:45. It's on Market Street. And I said, it's in Baton Rouge. And he said, well, have Rashad get him from there. I'm not going to come across to Baton Rouge after I got off. Rashad much closer though. Anyway, I said, that's fine. And he said, cool. And don't forget to respond to the message above at your earliest convenience. And I said, okay. And never text him back because I don't have to respond to you. I shouldn't be responding to you anyway. This can make me look stupid in court that I'm responding to someone that I have a protective order on. So I'm not really scared of you. And the thing is, I'm not entirely scared of him like, oh, he's going to kill me. But he will try to destroy my life. He has put me in jail 2 times. He tried to put me in jail just a couple weeks ago when we broke up for saying I stole his car whenever he let me use his car. He tried to put me in jail again by lying and saying I came to his police department and tried to bust the windows out of his police unit, and his chief witnessed it. So he's evil. So I wanted this protection for me and for my child so I could safely move around and go to my new job. So I planned it right. I knew what I was doing. So I just find it very weird. That was a couple days ago. So now today is Friday, February 20th, as I continue recording, and he went to his uncle yesterday. And his uncle got straight off work and came and met me with Micah. And Micah was crying so much. Like, he did not want me to leave him. And I felt so bad. It's like he's at this stage now where he knows when I'm about to leave. So the second I switch him in another car and put him in the car seat, he is screaming his head off the whole entire time. Like, I had to keep taking him out the car seat and soothing him and making him laugh. And he just did not want to go with his uncle. So I asked him to call his dad so he can talk to his dad, and his dad was talking to him on FaceTime, and he was laughing with him. So that made me feel a little bit better. And it just had me thinking, like, this is what I want. I want us to be able to get along for the sake of my son. This is all I wanted. Like, I'm not the bitter baby mama that's going to keep my child away from you because we broke up and we can't get along. No. If you genuinely care about your child and want to see him and want to spend time with him, you can see your child. That gives me a break. I need a break sometimes. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I could have been dirty and said, I don't care about your party. Or just because you told me that it was your birthday party and you wanted your son there, I could have said no. Literally, I could have said no. Because I know how you and your family are. Y'all are going to have him there and show off and talk shit about me. His mama is already going around saying she keeps my son full time because I'm a deadbeat and I don't want nothing to do with him. It's just crazy stuff like that I can keep my son away from y'all for those reasons. But I'm not dirty like that. And I deserve a break. I mean, y'all rarely get him now. And it's like, what are we going to do when custody comes? Because I have it put in my order that they can't refuse visitation, but they can still probably refuse it. And the judge probably won't even go for that. So it's just all the what ifs that have me worried. But them trying to paint me as his bitter baby mama, it just doesn't work. Trying to paint me as an unfit mother, that will never work. That would never, ever work. Just the thought of it, Michelle being an unfit mom, it just doesn't fit. Like, tell me 5 reasons why I'm unfit. Give me 2 reasons how I'm unfit. And you can't come up with nothing. Like, me needing a break is so freaking normal, especially when I'm carrying all the weight, the mental weight, the physical of it all, of being a mom. I deserve a break. And you're people that haven't even raised their children are trying to paint me as an unfit mother. People that was flying out of state to go be with married men. Let me shut up. I'm going to shut up. But it's just the fact that you have to realize that look who's talking to you. Look who's talking about you. 9 times out of 10, they're projecting of what they had going on in their lives. And they're so mad at you doing the damn thing that they go try to make you feel like shit. And that's all that it comes down to. And so One thing I forgot to mention is that when he texts my sister, I told my sister, do not call him because he's only trying to talk to you because he's mad about child support. And I said, if you do call him, I need to be on the phone. And then a couple hours later, I told her, you know what? Block him. He shouldn't be talking to any of us anyway. I have a protective order to block him. And she told me, okay. But guess what she did? She called him anyway. And I didn't find out from her. I found out from my mom. And my mom was like, yeah, she called him, but he said that you and him already figured it out. Yeah, we did figure it out. But I'm still trying to figure out why my sister went behind my back and called him when I told her not to. To me, that's messy. That's very messy. And I'm not going to speak too much on it because it is my family. And I'm thinking about when they might tune into these podcasts and stuff like that. And I don't want to bash anybody. I'm trying to refrain from that. But that really did make me feel so betrayed. Very betrayed. And I've been talking to my other side of my family about what happened. And even my friends. And they're like, that's a snake in the grass. That's very weird. Because if I contacted any of your baby daddies, or if I contacted your boyfriend and didn't tell you, you're going to have a fucking stroke. Why are we contacting my baby daddy in regards to my child? It just doesn't make sense to me. And any way y'all try to frame it, it's not going to make me feel some type of way about it because I do. And so I told my mom about it. I said, Mom, I told her to block him. He shouldn't be talking to any of us. And she would tell me, like, you don't want to be like that. Like, you don't want to get him in jail. But whose side are you on? Are we forgetting all that this man has done me? The mental abuse, the physical abuse, the financial abuse, the isolation, me losing my friends. Hell, I wasn't talking to most of my family for over a year because of him. And that's supposed to be okay because he's acting like he wants to do for his child? Okay. So my mom told me that if she was my sister, she wouldn't block him either because he's a cop where she lives. So, y'all really thinking because he being nice to y'all, he's trying to reframe his image. That's it. He's only being nice to y'all to benefit him. But I promise you, when court don't go his way, he's going to go back to his original self and try to be getting y'all in jail for everything. But she told me, yeah, that she wouldn't block him either if she was my sister. And I just said, wow, I need to get the hell away from these people because what the hell do you mean? Y'all are clearly telling me to my face that y'all don't give a fuck how I feel. And y'all are going to do what y'all want to do to make sure y'all have, somebody to protect y'all on New Roads. He don't care about y'all. That boy will smile in your face and tell you he's going to help you, and then go turn right around and go to his boss and give him all the information that they need on y'all. And will even lie too. He'll even lie to get you put in jail. But it's whatever. I just have to learn who my family is. And I keep telling people that I feel like God put me with my ex just to see just to open up my eyes on what a narcissist is and who all the narcissists are that I have in my life. It's crazy to say, but I believe it. So, yeah, I'm just counting down the days to court, and my baby is with his dad right now and his family. So we're going to see if they actually keep him all weekend without causing me any problems so I can work. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this. And let me know if I'm tripping about the situation with my sister talking to my baby daddy without me knowing. And how his plan for texting me is to make me look crazy in court and embarrass me like I'm not scared of him and all this and that. Let me know what y'all think because I need to know. But I love you guys and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
I used to think the glow was makeup, something I had to earn, but it's water in the morning and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes. This is how I hold my shoulders when I stop living rushed. I don't chase it, I make space for it. I come back to myself.